Good morning, and welcome to Flattening the Learning Curve, Intermingled Mesh Crochet. Today we're going to address fixing an error on our block and adding the border uh, pursuant to the instructions that you'll find in the various intermingled mesh block borders. Without wasting any time, and to keep this as brief as I can, I want to go ahead and show you where the mistake is that I have in this block in front of me. This is the non-public side of the block, which is why it looks kind of like an X-ray. To create that afterthought stitch, we just need a length of yarn with enough to make one stitch, because that's all the only error. I only have one error here, and to have some ends to weave in. I'll show you where the error is. There was an error on the front. It was right here, but I fixed it, and I was going to share that fixing with you, but I messed up my video and had to redo it. But as luck would have it, when you make one mistake in intermingled mesh, you make two. Because you went in the wrong direction on one side, you clearly would have to have gone in the wrong direction on the other. So this is my non-public side of the work, and I can see that my stitch pattern here breaks right here. That is the opposite side of where the fix was on the front, and that is the second mistake for the that's on the non-public side of the project on the back. So I'm going to do a quick afterthought stitch fix for this. Let me move things so I'll stop making that noise. Okay. So this is where my error is. What I'm going to do is create a post right here in order to do two half hitch stitches around, which will create what looks like these double crochets. So I'm going to do that right here. And in order to do that, I need to come into the stitch that is going to be where the base of the new half double crochet is. So here we have it here. This is, it anchors itself on the chain space of the row below, and then it anchors itself on the chain space or the top of the, yeah, I think that's the chain space of the next rows of contrast color stitches. So I'm going to go right underneath these two right here and draw up my yarn, leaving a little bit to weave in. And I'm going to go underneath on the top of it here and draw it up, which is going to create a single post. I prefer a double post, so I'm going to come back down underneath the same space I drew up from and create my double post. It creates almost what looks like a knit stitch there. So from there, I need to just get a loop. I probably should give myself a little more yarn here, but this will work. I'm going to create a loop, as you can see right there. And I'm going to come underneath that double post that I created, making sure I'm coming up into the loop. And then I'm going to draw the loop closed around the post. I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit. Not too tight. Don't ever pull too tight. You want to keep your tension the same as the rest of your project. And now kind of naturally it goes this way. So I'm going to go ahead and make my other loop the other way. So as I'm not forcing the yarn, I'm going again underneath those two posts, draw it up through the loop, close up that loop, and just adjust it so it's not kind of poking out. And so it looks like the others. And now we want to go back into the top of the stitch there and anchor that down so that that loop gets nice, anchors down to the top. And what you get is really a nice looking stitch that emulates the other double crochet stitches. Go ahead and weave in your ends, and your fix is done. Oh. Good thing I don't call myself perfect. I'm not. So I'll just weave that in. I like to go 2 directions with my yarn weaving so that it doesn't work its way out, especially if I didn't leave a ton of yarn, although I have plenty there. I am a nerd notion. I love my little scissors and various notions. And I think I said a nerd notion, and I'm actually a notion nerd. Okay. And now I don't want to bulk that up too much, so I'm going to come down into a different space to weave this in. And these will weave in nice and pretty invisibly. Oh God, it's trying to make me humble today. Let's get this job cut up for him. Here we go. Alrighty, let's weave that back down. This is because I did not leave quite enough for my tail that I'm struggling to get that done. I'm going to just get that underneath, go the other direction. I'll make sure that I adjust that tension on that yarn that I just pulled on. Pull this through. There we go. Just kind of like make sure everything looks nice. And that is the fix. So I'm going to stop this and we'll come back and do the get started on the border. Alrighty, my ends are woven in. You can see this is the one that I did earlier, and you cannot tell, that was an afterthought stitch. I did not kiss a prince in hopes of turning it, kiss a frog in hopes of turning it into a prince, and I just fixed my stitch after. This is the opposite side right there. As you can see, I have. You can't tell. Okay, so now for the border. Okay, as I explained in one of my prior videos, the reason we need to, though these blocks can stand alone because they have a nice woven border around them, if we want to join them, they're not, they don't have a really neat edge for joining. You want to have that nice crocheted chain edge to be able to join, like you can see here in my B square. It goes all the way around. It makes a nice even border. And what you can see here is that the border, it goes with into both the layers, both the contrast color and the main color layer, and it joins them together, and it just makes a nice clean edge. We always work 3 of the half double crochet stitches for this particular border into the corner, and it works around both of the layers, the contrast color, and it's being done into the main color. For the single crochet stitches that you're going to see in the directions, those are worked solely into the main color border. They're not actually worked into this contrast color. This will make sense as we get going. The half double crochets are worked around, are done into these contrast color stitches, and they're worked around both the main color and the contrast color borders. Okay, this is one of my stacking blocks, my alpha stacking blocks. This is the B block. B is for Boston, and those are available in the All I Knit Is Love Etsy shop. All right, so this is what I'm saying. Because the contrast color is 1 stitch less than the main color, we now need to add a border in order to properly join these together and give us a solid space to be able to do that join later. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. And I want to share this screen. All right. Hopefully you're now seeing the instruction page for this little piggy, this little piggy pattern. And the border instructions are at the bottom. Hilda from Alona Slow Life Creations gave these to me. So here's this little piggy pattern, which is free in my Facebook group until I believe the 24th is when I hope to have him actually go to market. But while he stayed home and did the right thing, he's free. That's page 1. It gives you all of your abbreviations, the foundation rows, and so on. The second page of the pattern is where the instructions for the crochet, for crocheting the block are, and then at the bottom here you can see that's the border pattern, the border for the pattern. The third page is the graph. Now I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to come back to the video here and our block, and we're going to get started. So the instructions say to start in any corner with a standing half double crochet, SHDC, standing half double crochet. Personally, I actually prefer to do a standing double crochet just for that very first stitch, just because it's easier to do as a standing. So to do a standing half double crochet, you have a little bit of you add a little, with your yarn in the back and your public side facing, excuse me, you create just a little bit of length on your loop. And you must hold the beginning of the loop on your hook and just come forward, around, under, back, and then go into your fabric. This one here, actually, yeah, into the fabric, and then draw up here. Go under the two. This is fiddly, so start again. Go around it, under, back, through the loop, pull it up once. Actually, then I'm going to go under that. And now I've got the two loops still on my hook, and I can pull it through those two. There is no chain 1 at this point, so it's just your standing half double crochet or your standing crochet. For the pattern tells us to do 3 half double crochets in each corner and to do it around both layers of the fabric. So let's just show you that. Okay, so I'm going to start with my half double crochet, and I'm going to go, when it says around the 2, I'm going right here into the corner of the contrast color, and see how I've got both of them? I've gone through both layers of the fabric. I'm just going to draw it up, and I'm going to do a half double crochet. That first one counts. That first one I did, the standing, is the first of 3. So now I just need to do 2 more for this corner. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work my way around this entire block. I'll just do one side with you right now, and then I'll pause and we can come to, we can join it off and see the end result together. Okay, so I have my first 3 half double crochets in my corner, and then the instructions then say to do a single crochet in each main color, and then do a half double crochet around both layers into the contrast color. And remember, public side facing. All right, so single crochet is next, and I'm just going through the chain on the I'm just going through the edge of the main color there, and I'm doing a single crochet. The next is a half double crochet, and that's around both layers. So I'm going to go into this contrast color here, which we just did, into the contrast color, and I'm going to go right out the back and see how, again, I can see both layers are on top of my hook. I'm going to draw up my loop and complete out that half double crochet. Single crochet, half double crochet. Single crochet into that main color, half double crochet around both layers of the border of the edge. Single crochet. So hopefully I'm trying to see if I can get you to see what the half double crochet. Single crochet. Half double crochet around both layers. So you can see both layers. So basically what you're doing is working into the double crochets of each on each of the layers, the contrast color and the main color. This is a double crochet for the main color, and I'm doing a single crochet into that. And then this is the double crochet of the contrast color from the row below, and I'm going to do a half double crochet into that around both of the layers. So single crochet, and then again the half double crochet is going into both layers. You can see them both on there. I'm going to draw that up, and I'm going to go ahead and complete out my half double crochet. All right, let me pause this and I'll get to the corner, and then we'll turn the corner. Okay, I completed the first side of the border, and that's the effect I'm getting. I have the single crochet in each of the main color double crochets of the round of the project of the block, and I have a half double crochet in each of the double crochets of the contrast color, and I'm coming around both layers of the intermingled block. I've now reached the corner, and I've reset my camera. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. I'm new at this, and I'm flattening that learning curve with you. So bear with me, as these videos develop. Okay, so now I just need 3 half double crochets in this corner, and it goes around both layers. So I go into the corner underneath the contrast color chain layer, and as well as around the main color chain layer. And I'm going to just do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2. So as you can see, I'm just going into the corner right here. That's the L from the double crochets on the sides, and the third half double crochet. And that's how we turn the corner. Okay. So this side here does not have a nice chain like the ending of the block did, but it's going to work the same way. I actually used standing double crochets for my turning chains instead of the chain 4 because I like the sturdiness of it and how it gives me something to go into. That's something that you can do is swap out that chain 4 for that's at the beginning of each of these instruction rows. You could do a standing double crochet instead. Or you can also chain 3 if you find that the chain 4 is too loose. So anyway, here's my chain 3. I'm sorry, there are my 3 half double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and start around this again. I will not keep you with me the whole time because, you don't have all day to do this. So here's my first double crochet of the main color and on the other side of the corner, and I'm going to go ahead and do that single crochet into that to stab solidly into it, and likewise, like we did up before, we're going to come down here into our contrast color, go through both layers. We're going to have both layers on top, go around both layers. So into the contrast color and around the main color, and a single crochet. And we're going to do that around all the sides until we get to the end. So single crochet, I'm on a double crochet, a half double crochet into this contrast color and around both layers. Single crochet into that main color and half double crochet into the contrast color and around the main color. All right, see you at the end of it. Alrighty, I've completed my 4th side of my border, or just about anyway. I'm down to my last half double crochet into this contrast color and around both layers. And then I have one more single crochet right here into this main color. This is one of the sides, so it's a little harder to get into that edge, but got it. Single crochet. Now we simply join to the top of that first standing half double crochet or double crochet, whichever it was you chose to do. I'll split my yarn and pull it. So I'm just going to slip stitch into that first one, cut off, and close up my my border. There are any number of borders you can do. This one gives you a solid border. It gives you a nice clean border. It gives you an awesome joining border. It really sets out a whole new frontier for you to go out and explore where it comes to these. You can use these blocks to create pillows. You could you join them into afghans or bed size or whatever whatever your heart desire. You can use them, for hot pads, but regardless of how you use them, though, as I was saying, the original edging of this is a standalone edge. Adding the border just adds that extra nice touch. It gives it that finished look. And, these make wonderful hot pads, or if done in lightweight cotton, they're great for washcloths. Get some nice organic cotton, work them up, and you've got some lovely spot cloths. All right, so my patterns in general are available, not in general, but my paid patterns in any case, are available on my Etsy shop. That being said, I'm going to just quickly show you my Etsy shop, and it is All I Knit Is Love. And actually, I don't think I'm sharing it properly, but It's not coming up for me, so that's okay. All I Knit is Love, Intermingled Mesh Crochet. You can search that in Etsy, and if you put in Intermingled Mesh, my shop should come up. The name of the shop is All I Knit is Love. This is our finished border. It really is very nice. This block is done. It's ready to be joined into my blanket. If you have not watched yet, I have a video on joining the blocks together using a zipper join, and would love to see you over there. Take care, be at peace, please be well, and I look forward to a time when, you're coming to visit me after you've been outside and, been able to enjoy the world beyond your doors. But in the meantime, let's flatten the curve and let's use this time to flatten our learning curve as well. Take care.